Welcome back. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most valuable U.S. Abraham Lincoln wheat penny steel pennies that even in bad condition are still worth big bucks. Let's get started. First up, the 1924 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in black shade condition. If you're a collector or just curious about coin values, you won't want to miss this. The Lincoln wheat penny was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse showcases two stalks of wheat symbolizing the country's agriculture. Throughout its production, the wheat penny became a staple of American currency, with millions minted each year. However, today, we're focusing specifically on the 1924 issue, which is notable for being produced without a mint mark indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. The year 1924 was a significant time in American history, marked by the economic prosperity of the Roaring Twenties. The demand for coins was high, and the U.S. Mint produced a substantial number of Lincoln pennies that year. Yet the 1924 Lincoln penny has garnered interest among collectors due to its scarcity in certain conditions, particularly those that exhibit unique characteristics. What do we mean by black shade condition? This refers to a coin that has developed a dark, often tarnished appearance due to oxidation or environmental exposure. While some collectors prefer coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, others appreciate the character of coins that tell a story through their wear. Coins in black shade condition can sometimes be undervalued due to their appearance. However, it's essential to recognize that each coin's value can vary significantly based on collector interest, rarity, and overall market trends. So what's the value of the 1924 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in black shade condition today? As of now, auction prices for this particular coin can range widely, typically falling between $54,000 in this condition. However, this can increase significantly depending on factors such as demand and the specific characteristics of the coin itself. Collectors often look for distinct features such as die varieties or any unique imperfections that might set a coin apart from others. It's not uncommon for some 1924 Lincoln pennies to fetch higher prices, especially if they are part of a larger collection or have been graded by a reputable organization. The 1924 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark in black shade condition, is a fascinating piece of history with a value that can vary greatly depending on its unique traits and market demand. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, understanding these nuances can greatly enhance your appreciation for coin collecting. Next up, the 1909 Lincoln wheat penny. This particular coin, notable for its design and history, is a must-know for collectors and enthusiasts alike. We'll explore its background, details, and most importantly, its value in today's auction market, specifically focusing on the 1909 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in bad condition. So let's get started. The Lincoln wheat penny was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse with the words "In God We Trust" above and the date at the bottom. The reverse showcases two wheat stalks symbolizing prosperity and the agricultural roots of the United States. The introduction of this coin marked a significant shift in American coinage, moving from the Indian head design to the now iconic Lincoln wheat design. The 1909 penny is especially notable for being the first Lincoln coin produced, making it a historical piece in its own right. The 1909 Lincoln wheat penny was produced in two variations: the 1909 S penny, minted in San Francisco, and the more common 1909 without a mint mark, which was minted in Philadelphia. The absence of a mint mark on the coin indicates that it was struck in Philadelphia. The 1909 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, had a total mintage of over 28 million coins, making it relatively common in terms of availability. However, condition plays a crucial role in determining its value. When we talk about the condition of a coin, we're referring to its grade, which can range from poor to uncirculated. In this case, we're specifically looking at the bad condition category. A coin in bad condition typically exhibits significant wear, scratches, and possibly corrosion or other types of damage. For collectors, coins in poor or bad condition can still hold value, but it is significantly less than those in fine or mint condition. It's essential to recognize that even a worn-out coin can tell a story and hold historical significance. Now let's get to the exciting part, the value of the 1909 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in bad condition. As of today, coins in this condition are generally valued between $78,000 in the auction market. While this may seem low compared to coins in better condition, it's important to note that demand can fluctuate based on collector interest and market trends. Next up, the USA Lincoln wheat penny from 1957 with a large date and a D mint mark will explore its history, characteristics, and most importantly its value in today's auction market, especially in full dirty condition. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the Lincoln wheat penny itself. Minted from 1909 to 1958, these iconic coins feature a design that showcases President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and two wheat stalks on the reverse. The 1957 penny is particularly interesting because it was the last year of the wheat penny series before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. The 1957 penny came in two varieties, the large date and the small date. Today we are specifically focusing on the large date version, which features a noticeably larger number 7 compared to the small date version. This distinction is essential for collectors. Now let's examine the D mint mark, which signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. This mint mark is crucial for collectors as it indicates where the coin was struck, and it can significantly affect the coin's value based on its scarcity and demand. Now about the condition of this penny. When we say it's in full dirty condition, we refer to coins that may have accumulated dirt, grime, or even corrosion over the years. While many collectors prefer pristine coins, there is still a market for these dirty coins as they tell a story of their own. In numismatics, coin condition is often graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A full dirty coin would likely fall into the fair or good categories. It may have visible wear, scratches, and discoloration, but these characteristics can add to the coin's history and character, making it appealing to some collectors. To give you a better idea, in recent sales, a 1957 D wheat penny in full dirty condition sold for around $77,000. This value can fluctuate based on auction timing, demand, and other market conditions. For example, if the coin has unique marks or an interesting provenance, it might fetch a higher price. If you happen to come across a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, it's always a good idea to check its condition and do a bit of research. You can look at auction results, compare prices, and see what similar coins are selling for. Even if your penny is in full dirty condition, it could still hold value. In conclusion, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While it may not be the most valuable coin in pristine condition, its story and the character it holds make it a worthwhile addition to any collection. Next up, the USA Lincoln wheat penny from 1958, specifically the one with a large date and the D mint mark. Will be discussing its value even when it's in bad condition and what you can expect if you're looking to sell or buy one at today's auctions. So let's get started. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny holds a special place in the history of U.S. coinage. This was the final year the famous wheat reverse design was minted, before switching to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. And with the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark, producing over 800 million pennies that year, it's a common coin. But how does the large date version with a D mint mark fare, especially in bad condition? Before we dive into the value, let's quickly go over some basic details about the coin itself. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, hence the name wheat penny. The D mint mark indicates it was minted in Denver. The large date version is more prominent, as the numbers in the date are bigger compared to the small date varieties. So what happens when this coin is in bad condition? You might be thinking it's over 60 years old. Surely it's worth something, right? Well, condition plays a major role in determining a coin's value, and when we talk about bad condition, we're typically referring to coins that have heavy wear, scratches, corrosion, or damage. In terms of grading, a bad condition coin would likely fall into the good or about good category. In these grades, most of the design is worn away and you can barely make out the details, but don't worry, even in this condition, the coin still holds value, especially for collectors who are trying to complete a set. One thing to keep in mind is that demand for wheat pennies, especially those from the 1950s, remains strong. Even though the 1958 D wheat penny isn't rare in bad condition, it's still a part of American history, and collectors love filling those gaps in their albums. If you're looking to sell one, listing it in online auctions or local coin shows is your best bet to get a fair price. When selling a 1958 D wheat penny in bad condition, make sure to set realistic expectations. Start by checking similar listings on eBay or other auction sites to see what these coins are going for. You can also visit local coin shops to get an idea of its value. However, don't expect to get rich overnight. This coin is more about historical value than its metal content or rarity. To wrap things up, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark is a piece of history that remains popular among collectors in bad condition. It might not be worth much in dollars, typically around $80,000, but it still holds value in the world of numismatics. If you've got one lying around, don't discard it. Add it to your collection or pass it on to another enthusiast. Next up, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark. But there's something extra unique about the one we're discussing today. It has a black shade condition, so how does that affect its value in today's auction market? Let's dig in. First, let's talk a bit about the history of the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny. The Lincoln penny, which was first introduced in 1909, is one of the longest-running coin designs in US history. The wheat penny design with the wheat stalks on the reverse side ran until 1958, and today it is one of the most popular coins for collectors. In 1952, the U.S. Mint struck Lincoln wheat pennies at 3 locations. Philadelphia, which has no mint mark, Denver marked with D, and San Francisco marked with an S. The Denver Mint produced over 746 million pennies that year, so finding a 1952 D penny isn't uncommon. However, certain factors, such as its condition and unique features, can make all the difference when determining its value. Now, the coin we're focusing on today is in what collectors call a black shade condition. This can happen due to a variety of reasons, including oxidation, environmental exposure, or improper storage over the years. While this doesn't necessarily enhance the value of the coin, it definitely adds an interesting element to its story. Blackened or tarnished coins might be less visually appealing to some collectors, but others may find them unique for their aged appearance. So how does this affect its value in today's auction market? Typically, the base value of a 1952 D wheat penny in circulated condition, such as this black shade one, would be between $37,000. These pennies are not considered rare because of the high mintage numbers from that year. However, when you add in the black shade condition, you're dealing with a coin that might appeal more to specialized collectors who are interested in oddities or coins that have developed unique toning over time. In this case, the blackened appearance may slightly affect the price, but most buyers would still value the coin primarily on its rarity and grade. To sum it up, the 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny in black shade condition is a fun and unique find, but in terms of value, it's not considered highly rare or expensive. However, its historical significance and unique appearance might make it an interesting piece to add to your collection. Next up, the 1943 Abraham Lincoln penny, specifically the large date variety with a D mint mark, and its current value in today's auction market, even in dirty condition. So if you're a collector or just curious about coins, stick around. First, let's set the stage by understanding the historical context of the 1943 Lincoln penny. This coin was produced during World War II when copper was scarce. As a result, the U.S. Mint created pennies using zinc-coated steel instead of the usual copper. However, in 1943, a small number of pennies were mistakenly struck in bronze, leading to a significant variety of Lincoln pennies, including the 1943 D large date penny. The D indicates that this coin was minted in Denver. Now, what makes the 1943 large date penny with a D mint mark particularly interesting? Collectors and numismatists value this coin not only for its historical significance, but also for its rarity. The large date version is distinguishable from the small date penny, which adds to its collectability. Now, let's talk about the condition today. We're focusing on the 1943 D large date penny. In dirty condition, coins can be affected by various factors, such as age, exposure, and handling, leading to dirt and grime accumulating on their surfaces. While dirt may seem unappealing, it's important to note that the condition of the coin can impact its value. A dirty coin might not fetch the same price as a well-preserved one, but it can still hold significant value, especially for a coin with this much history. In today's auction market, the value of the 1943 Abraham Lincoln penny with a D mint mark in dirty condition varies widely. As of now, these coins can sell for anywhere between $58,000 depending on the level of dirt, wear, and overall interest from collectors. However, if this coin were in a better condition, the value could easily climb into the hundreds. Experts suggest that collectors interested in Lincoln pennies should not overlook those in less than ideal condition. The unique history and rarity of the 1943 D large date penny make it a worthwhile addition to any collection. So whether you have a dirty 1943 Lincoln penny or are considering adding one to your collection, remember that its value lies not just in its condition, but also in its rich history. If you're curious about what your coins are worth or how to care for them, stay tuned for our upcoming videos. Next up, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny in large date format without a mint mark, particularly in a unique black shade condition. If you're a collector or just starting your journey, this video is packed with information that you won't want to miss. First, let's set the stage by discussing the wheat penny itself. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the wheat penny features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse. This design remained until 1958, making it a beloved piece among collectors. The 1946 penny marks a post-war era where coinage resumed production after the shortages of World War II. During this time, the U.S. Mint struck a large number of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. Now let's look at the specifications of the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 2.5 grams and measuring 19 millimeters in diameter. For our focus today, we're looking at the large date variety, which features a bolder, clearer date compared to its small date counterpart. Importantly, this coin has no mint mark, indicating that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary mint for the United States at that time. Next, let's discuss the condition of our featured coin. When we refer to a coin in black shade condition, we are often talking about a coin that has experienced significant wear and tarnish. This can occur due to prolonged exposure to elements or improper storage. In the world of coin grading, coins are assessed on a scale from poor to mint state, and black shade coins usually fall somewhere on the lower end of that scale. While they might not fetch the highest prices, they can still hold sentimental value and interest for collectors. As of today, the value of this coin can vary significantly based on several factors, including its overall condition, demand among collectors, and market trends in typical auction settings. You can expect to see these coins valued between $29,000 in black shade condition. However, the prices can increase if the coin has unique features or history. If you're looking to buy or sell this coin, consider checking out local coin shops, online auction platforms like eBay or coin shows. Remember to verify the authenticity and condition of the coin before making a purchase or sale, as this will impact its value. In conclusion, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny in large date format without a mint mark, especially in black shade condition, is a remarkable piece of history. Whether you're adding it to your collection or considering it as an investment, understanding its value and background is essential. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark. But before we get into its value, let's take a closer look at this iconic coin. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny features a design that has captivated collectors for decades. On the obverse, we see the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, which was designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side showcases the two wheat stalks, symbolizing prosperity and the agricultural heritage of the United States. What makes the 1956 penny special? Well, it's part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 and continues to this day. The 1956 coin, particularly the large date variety, stands out due to its distinct numerals that are larger compared to other years. The absence of a mint mark indicates that it was struck in Philadelphia, where no mint mark was used on coins from that year. Now, when it comes to evaluating coin value, condition is paramount. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition likely falls in the lower end of the grading scale. Dirt, grime, and wear can significantly affect a coin's appeal and market value. In the case of a dirty coin, collectors often consider it to be in the good or very good range. While it's tempting to clean a coin, this can lead to further devaluation. It's typically best to leave it in its natural state to avoid damaging the surface. So what is the value of a 1956 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty condition in today's auction market? Values can fluctuate based on demand condition and recent sales trends. As of now, you can typically find this coin selling for around $60,000 in its current dirty state. However, if it were to be in better condition, it could command a higher price, potentially reaching up to $76,000 or more for well-preserved examples. Recent auctions show that dirty condition coins don't fetch the highest bids. For instance, listings on platforms like eBay and auction houses often reveal that collectors are willing to pay a bit more for coins that exhibit less wear and dirt. Therefore, if you have one of these coins in better shape, you might want to consider holding onto it or even sending it for grading. In conclusion, while the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty condition might not break the bank, it still holds historical and sentimental value. Whether you're collecting for fun or as an investment, every coin tells a story. Next up, the 1942 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, understanding the value of this iconic coin is essential, so let's get started. First, let's take a moment to appreciate what makes the 1942 wheat penny so special. Struck by the United States Mint, this penny features the beloved portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse. The 1942 penny was part of the Lincoln Penny series introduced in 1909, and it continued to be produced until 1958. What's particularly interesting about the 1942 penny is that it was produced during World War II, a time when copper was scarce, leading to the production of zinc-coated steel pennies in 1943. But today we're focusing on the copper pennies produced in 1942. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is the original mint where Lincoln pennies were first struck. Now, let's go over some specifications for the 1942 Lincoln wheat penny. This coin weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, has become iconic in numismatic history, representing not only a significant figure in American history, but also the evolution of coinage in the United States. For a coin to be classified as fine, it should show clear detail, with the design well-defined and moderate wear on the high points. On a fine 1942 Lincoln penny, you should be able to see Lincoln's features and the wheat details on the reverse, albeit slightly worn. So what's the current market value for a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition? As of today, you can expect to see this coin selling for anywhere between $78,000 at auction, depending on factors like demand, the specific auction platform, and the coin's overall representation. It's important to remember that while this penny may not be as valuable as some other key dates in the series, it remains a cherished piece of American history, and many collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins in good condition. In conclusion, the 1942 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a wonderful addition to any collection. Its historical significance, coupled with its relatively accessible price point, makes it a favorite among collectors. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin-related content, and let us know in the comments if you have any 1942 pennies in your collection. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!